Uh-oh. Is this thing on?
Are we gonna know when we're live? That would be a disaster.
Yeah. We're just going to look at you for just a little while and let you look at us. Take it in. Here we are. I'm Ronnie. That's Brandon. We're playing the Killers. And I guess we're going to be answering some questions, taking some calls. Somehow. How does this work? There.
Are we on game? Bobby Ray says we're on, so we're just talking.
Okay.
I guess we don't see.
We don't see any, but that's too bad. It's so one-sided. Do you have questions?
Yeah.
We're going to answer some questions. First of all, we're in Utah, hunkered down, like the rest of civilization. And, our record came out on August 21st, including the Mirage, and we are, it's weird for us because usually we'd be out doing things like playing, and now we've had to pivot and do things like this, which we're not really accustomed to.
All right, we got a question. You can only keep one: Perrier, Topo Chico, or LaCroix.
Okay, that's easy, but I had a LaCroix last night, a key lime LaCroix.
Oh, it's like bad 7-Up.
I know. It tasted artificial, but it was delicious. But, Topo Chico all the way. No questions.
This is from Brandon Flowers is Bay.
Yeah. That's my cover.
Any plans to release the acoustic version of Blowback on Spotify? I've heard some. We really like that version. And, and the same version of Caution from that same day, I really like.
Maybe we'll put it out.
Maybe there'll be some kind of deluxe version of Imploding the Mirage where we put a couple songs that didn't get finished, plus a couple of these quarantine versions. Maybe that's where Man and Woman Enough.
Oh, we have a song called Man and Woman Enough, which is probably one of my favorite songs.
If you did that, and then some...
We could do something for Record Store Day, and they're kind of...
Quarantine, yeah.
They're spreading Record Store Day out.
Yeah, we did enough of the quarantine performances. So
we'll do that.
Warrant doing something. Let's see. Pete 49, will you ever play Everything Will Be Alright again? That's kind of tied into another question I saw. That was something to do with if we'll ever do like a 20-year anniversary for Hot Fuss. And I could see, I think the only way you're going to see Everything Will Be Alright live again is if there's some sort of anniversary for Hot Fuss where we're playing it front to back again.
That was fun. We did it a few times back in the day. Let's see here.
What songs that were scrapped from Imploding Mirage once you found Blackshear's art will be on the Killer 7? I don't know if any of them are going to make the 7th record, but yeah, songs like Hot Pink and Party People in the USA, Boomtown, some of those songs that we were kicking around definitely did not fit, within the themes of this record, and so they had to go.
Shit, I forgot about Boomtown.
If it was, I don't know if it was good enough. But Hot Pink's like a companion to the Man. And what was the other one?
Party People.
Party People is a song. I don't know what it's like. It's a wild song. But hopefully it comes out. If we find some reason to share that one day. Bobby Ray got a question. He sent some on.
Did he? Let's see.
Anyway, the Killer's History asked, do you have any 20th anniversary plans? So I guess that would be in 2024. So we still got some time to plan, but I think we'll do something.
Yeah, we have to. Will you both ever do more solo projects? Somebody asked me that the other day. I feel like my cup is full doing this. Before, the whole reason why we did solo project is so that everybody can sort of have a break from, each other and Killer's world, and I think that was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It gave us both. Everybody has done one now in the band, and I think it's given everybody a nice perspective. Gave me appreciation to what these other guys have to do. But I think, I don't know, it kind of doesn't make any sense for me to do anything. But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not on the plan. It's not in the plan.
This one's from Amaranthin. Is that how you say that?
Amaranthine.
Amaranthine.
That's cool.
A couple lines.
In the grains, in the ancient grains.
A couple of lines in Running Towards a Play seem to be inspired by a William Blake poem. Who brought that to the table? So it was a good find. Amaranthine. Sort of got. He was on the radar. You knew about his influence on bands like U2, and when we worked with Daniel Lanois a couple of times, I know he brought around these large William Blake books, and so yeah, I'm borderline stealing on a couple of lines, but I put my own little spin on it. And if you're gonna steal a diamond.
A piece of glass.
Oh my gosh. What else? You have that list.
Yeah, I kept putting it away.
Who came up with the Killers logo? We had this idea for the logo. We just got the band name.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being, are we allowed to show this? Another sort of stealing.
Yeah.
From
Vegas.
we're from Las Vegas, and I remember being at Virgin Records, which is now it's like a giant gift shop in the Forum Shops. Isn't that crazy? It's a gift shop. It was Virgin Megastore.
Damn.
And
I've performed in that giant gift shop.
Dave met Michael Jackson in there one time.
Wow. Oh, I remember seeing him.
And we anyway, I remember passing by around that same time. Elvis's. See this? Elvis Best Of. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. That was on the shelves when we were forming the band, and we, Las Vegas and a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of flash, and we just adapted it.
Yeah, my roommate's girlfriend at the time.
Yeah,
I think put it together for us really quick. That's easy. It's just dots.
This one's from Caution. It's a fanzine. Have you seen this?
No.
So there's like a Caution fanzine, and it's Killers related fanzine.
Physical?
It's really cool. I don't know if it's physical. I think they might ship them out, but
That's
I've
cool.
seen some. Try to look it up, but it's really you're doing a good job with that. I approve of what I'm seeing on there.
Thank you. Thank you for putting out a zine for the fans, specific to us.
This one's from Josh. Why are you standing like that, Brandon?
He's sitting.
I think it's maybe he's referring to the way that my gait and the way that I carry myself. It's a little funny. I'm a little self-conscious about it. Thanks for pointing that out, Josh. You got any more?
When you think back on recording Imploding Mirage, is there a specific day in the studio that will always be special to you, and what made it that way? There were many. The first thing that pops into my mind is the Lindsey Buckingham day.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry to drop the name, but I guess I was just surprised by um, his willingness to be involved. It was. We almost asked him jokingly, "You have to approach it like that sometimes, so that you're not rushed when somebody says no." But he, we talked about it and called him up, and he showed up the very next day and popped the trunk, and I helped him out with his gear, like a pedal board and a couple of guitars. And that was the first time I got to meet him. And that whole day, that afternoon, where he came in and it's like he knew the song already intimately, like he had written it. He just knew what to do. I guess it was for me pretty cool to watch that whole process unfold. You read about their books out, recording engineers foam at the mouth when they talk about Fleetwood Mac albums and recording techniques and things like that. All that was happening. Not only the recording techniques, but just the weight of that person, that kind of masterful sort of weight was in the room, and just kind of it was really cool to watch and to discuss and talk about the song, like we were all in the same band for a day.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. This one, I don't know who it's from. Do you ever wish you had a simpler life or career? This is a great question that no one's ever asked. What thoughts snapped you out of that thinking? So assuming that we have had those little dreams, I get those all the time. If I one that's reoccurring for me is if I drive by like a nice college, I get this, like, I feel like I missed something.
that slid into a new song about
it. Yeah, it's like, man, I get this crazy, like I feel like there's this hole. And or I was driving with Jake on that, and we pass a farm or something, or a couple of guys working at just at a gas station, yeah. and I start thinking about that, having that what is it, not regiment, but just the being on the clock again, and having that consistency is something that I think I sometimes want. Mm-hmm. But then what snaps me out of it, I guess, would be having the creative life that we have, and having those moments that Ronnie was talking about in the studio, and those things are kind of, whip you back into like, oh yeah, I'm so lucky, and that we get to share these moments and have these things these communal experiences with our fans, and that's, I don't know if anything would beat that.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that we've had that life, and so we can appreciate both sides of that. That's how we practiced every day. Is I don't think I saw you in like plain clothes until it was like the gig time. He had this he worked at a place called the Gold Coast. It was like this tan
and black.
Tan, black. I feel like there was a little red in there somewhere.
Maybe some touches. Name tag.
Brandon. But he'd come over, and we would all be rehearsing in work clothes, because and I remember we pretty much all worked at the same place at one time, not knowing it. But
that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know if people know that. When we first met, before we met, we all worked. It's now called Planet Hollywood, but it was the Aladdin. And there
Casino.
Was a Miracle Mile
shops.
And before it was Miracle Mile, it was called something else, some like Arabian thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I worked as a food runner.
The Moroccan Mile.
Yeah. I worked as a food runner at a French restaurant, called Joseph's.
Not Joseph's.
Not Joseph. It's Joseph Keller. He's the brother of a very famous chef.
Thomas Keller.
Right? Thomas Keller.
French Laundry.
Yeah. Show. So crazy like heritage. And I was working there, And Dave was, before I knew Dave, was in the same shopping mall working, selling shoes, and you were driving a petty cart.
Yeah.
And I used to see you, and you had a. Do you have any?
I basically had the same beard.
You had a. It was. I think it was longer, and it was less gray.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing this guy go around, and my wife worked at Betsy Johnson around the corner. So all of us were there, but Mark, pretty much, pretty wild. Anyway, where'd we go? We went off on a tangent.
Anyway, so
it was all at the same time.
Working stiffs. We're still working stiffs, just different. Now we have to do these kinds of things, which I'm not complaining about.
Let's see, another question.
Not at all. Not complaining, not even a little bit.
Let's find a good question here.
You have to scan these questions. Let's see here. Have any of your musical heroes or mentors given you their thoughts on the new album?
No,
yeah, two drummers.
No singers.
No singers. two drummers reached out and said some very, very nice things. Should I say the names? I hate dropping names.
Yeah, two that Ronnie that are good drummers. Two good drummers.
Two awesome drummers. One is Steve Ferroni from the Heartbreakers. Wrote me specifically, texted me about I sent you a text. And he's got a radio show called The New Guy on Sirius XM. If you guys want to tune into that, it's on Tom Petty Radio. And he mentioned he liked Blowback, and that warmed my heart because I look up to him. And then our peer, Death Cab for Cuties drummer Jason McGrath. Said some really nice things, very complimentary to you.
Oh, that's nice.
As a drummer, he's like, "Fuck this!
I got that.
This drummer guy, you got in there." So yeah, that whenever you, and you've heard from some people, but whenever you hear from somebody, I guess it's really nice. It makes it feel more communal and less of a competition. I think, especially in this day and age where people have sort of had enough time to sit and think about things, they're probably a little more positive and grateful. Okay. I certainly am. Grateful for Amazon.
This one's from Haley. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you hate doing these live streams? I don't hate doing the live streams. I don't feel like I hate it.
No, it's a little weird at first when you don't know, because we're basically just staring at a laptop screen.
If we could see you, it would probably be. We should put a crowd.
That would be nice. I wish we could see you guys.
This AILUX.
Is that like an
Revenge? She is. Alex? So she's obsessed with Alex Revenge. She loves Running Towards a Place. She likes the lyrics and the music. This is one that I like to talk about because it's one of those. It reminded me of On Top in a way where I came a little bit later to rehearsal and something was already cooking that I instantly reacted to. And that was the case with On Top, I remember. And that was also with Running Towards a Place where it was like, oh, I know what to do. And Ronnie had started this progression on guitar, and the drums were started by a machine. So it's backwards. So Ronnie's on guitar and Ariel fires up the Lindrum. And the vibe was so cool. And I had these lyrics on my phone. The first opening lines, and it just kind of poured out pretty quickly.
Yeah, when you have like some sort of ammunition, when you have thoughts, pockets of thoughts.
Was a David Lee Roth calls it banking.
Banking. Oh yeah,
Did you?
I watched that. David Lee Roth. Another hero.
I was banking. I had some ideas, and then once, yeah.
I think we all were. I think we were kind of going for some sort of feel, and it was that confluence of the banking of ideas that just kind of, we all landed on our feet with that one. That one happened pretty fast. I didn't think that was going to go anywhere, but
no. And then the line, and you don't realize how much was done the first day, and the line.
It's pretty good.
Pretty line. That was from that first day, and I think it's not it's a pretty line, but it's not when you're aware of what the chords are. I didn't know what the chords were because I didn't come up with the chords, and that synth line, I did things that I wouldn't typically do if I was aware of what the progression was, because there are things that should work theoretically, and that melody sort of breaks some of the rules.
I've noticed that. So when you sit down and somebody says, okay, it's C A D G, it gives you a block of chords. Are you looking at the keyboard and sort of mapping out where your hands go, or are you playing from your heart like I do?
I think. I think it's a little bit of both. Well, in that instance, I was able to play from my heart because I didn't know what the chords were.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah. What is he? Tingo's calling.
Tingo's calling.
Okay, let's try to find. How many minutes has this been? We're cutting out hard at 30. Has it been 33 minutes?
That's it. I'll tell you.
I'll
tell you right now. But no, that's interesting. Like, because I didn't really think about that until now. If you're trying to come up with something that the chords are sort of, you didn't know the chords. Yeah. You always take a minute to kind of look at the keyboard and stuff.
Where your fingers are going to go.
Yeah. You should stop doing that. Come up with really cool lines that way.
Sorry, maybe we're about done.
Let's see.
Compliment from Eliza Abassi that me and Tom Chaplin have.
We've been
the male vocalists of the generation.
Tom Chaplin.
I remember, man. Well, I remember.
Oh, Keen?
Yeah, when we first started, and Keen was also just starting. We were doing these, you do Christmas shows, and Keen would be on the bill, and I remember watching, from the sidelines a couple times, and just that guy was a fully developed singer on that first. He was a beast of a singer. I think he still is.
Got started with that. It's like a.
It stood out though.
So young. He is choir or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think I've evolved to a certain place that he was at in 2004.
That's nice. Hope those guys are doing well.
I think I don't have any more on here. You got anything else?
I could look at let's see, our manager sent us a PDF. A little behind the curtain for y'all there. A little peek behind the wizardry of the inner workings of the Killers camp.
Oh, here's one. Well, what kind of camera do you use for your photos?
Oh, I use a few different cameras. I just got this cool Russian medium format one right here. This is cool. I'll do the panel. So I have a couple of digital cameras, but this one's cool. I'm kind of giving this one a go. It's from Russia. This is built when the whole lomography thing was first starting. My favorite one I think is an M6. I like M6, and with Leica lenses, got a few of them. But I think that's my favorite one. I have a monochrome as well, and a Hasselblad 500 CE, and then I have this. I got a couple of them. I'm really getting into the medium format stuff right now, though. we'll see what happens. I've been thinking about canceling that whole thing.
What, the pictures?
The picture
Why?
account. I don't want to be glued to my phone. I find myself looking at garbage.
Well,
so in case I go dark, I'm just trying to get back to shit that really matters.
Will you take pictures on tour? I think you should do like tour.
Yeah, probably. That's healthy, I think, because we've been to some of the cities so many times. It's good to go out. You see them a different way when you're carrying a camera. What else?
Hardest parts about quarantine and the silver linings. That's from Vienna Marie B. I don't know. There's been a lot, been a lot of silver linings. We're lucky that we missed touring, and we were, that's a big part of our identity now. And it's strange to not have that outlet and that.
Yeah, it's kind of like somebody gets you all like warmed up, ready to fight for the ring. You're sweating. You got your boxer trunks on. You're ready. You got your mouthpiece in.
Yeah.
And then somebody says, "No fight," and all the endorphins are. Everything is kind of still there, and you cancel the fight. That's kind of what it's like. Because you get ready for this. You're excited. There are endorphins. You're nervous. You don't. You're everything. It's such a thing. I mean, we don't have it bad. There are people that have way worse situations, but we were really looking forward to it. But the silver lining is pretty obvious. Spending time with your family. It's awesome.
All right, I think
the wife. I like her. Turns out we like each other. That's a good test. I know some people that aren't voting so well because they're up each other's asses all day. They're around each other constantly.
Oh, care to spill just one track name from LP7? Let's go through the list of the ideas we got floating. I have an A list.
You do?
But there's actually it's crazy the amount. There's my A list going.
I got 21 songs.
It's crazy. Where is my list?
Oh, my favorite one is number 8.
We haven't worked on that one yet.
It's a funny title.
You show all these titles? Just give a couple? Is it something?
Okay, we Diamonds on Black Velvet.
Man, Diamonds on Black Velvet.
That's a good title. Yeah, that's what's shared. That's not going to change.
Yeah, not going to change. Diamonds on Black Velvet. They've already heard a little bit about Boy, just that it exists.
That's fun.
In Another Life. I love In Another Life. Anyway, that's it.
Explain what Diamonds on Black Velvet. We're not jewelers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I think it's an old
term, right?
Yeah, an old term for the way the stars may appear like diamonds on black velvet, and I found a nice way to use that, and I really love that song. Yeah, that one's not going to change. So that'll be a title that you will hear eventually. All right.
That's all? That's all we're going to do?
I guess.
One day when we do this again, we should like go like for 6 hours and really overstay our welcome.
Yeah,
and all drink.
We'll do it on Instagram.
And get belligerent and say stuff that will cancel me. That's the new thing. But for now, I think we'll sign off, I guess.
All right. Hope everybody's doing all right. We'll do it. I think we've considered doing like an Instagram live, like
this is
every
easy.
couple weeks or something.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll fill you in. We're going to spend a few more days in the studio in a couple weeks, and maybe we'll give you an update after that.
That's true. Should we tell them about any of that?
This is Amazon, though. This is an Amazon situation now. I like this too. Do this again.
Yeah, we know, but I mean, should we tell them about what we've been doing?
They know.
People. Do people know? Do you know? You know.
All right.
Okay, everybody. Thanks a lot. Signing off. Hoping everybody stays well and happy. And we'd like to thank Amazon for hosting this little porthole into another dimension. Thank you.